and he said it must have been just a very fast-paced stretch for Na'Vi that might have caught him off guard, because normally, I mean, even Luminosity said against Na'Vi, you can kind of predict what's coming because they have that slow style. So mousesports maybe just getting a little bit caught off guard, doing a little bit of boost for info, and Nico peeks, sees a bunch of bodies, and probably the bomb.
Yeah, I think he saw the bomb there as well. But with a minute 35, yet no headshots, no nothing there to start things off. They can't full rotate off, but we do see Chris J kind of rotate over to connector. So he is actually going to be heading a little bit closer to B to make his rotation time a little bit shorter, which is really solid here for mousesports, because they've got 4 players sitting ready and waiting here on the B site to gather up and just completely crush Luminosity. That's Spitty with the 2 headshots to start.
Yeah, now they just have to contain this long-range fight, and actually it goes the way of LG. Cold and FNX picking things up, and they open the bomb site. Bomb still isn't there, but mousesports is having a tough time containing this.
They're taking so much damage right now. How is FNX actually missing those shots, though? It's the easy ones that are actually easy to miss in the end. And while Taco, he's trying to do the best that he can to buy some time to get that bomb over here, and his teammate Cold is going to go ahead and try and face to take a fight. Bomb is still out in the middle of nowhere. Taco has no way to get to it. There's 3 pistols ready and waiting to greet him, and he's going to find the headshot on an X, looking for another one. I mean, if he hits 2 headshots, that's it. It's done. Chris J's been tagged down. So he's low enough here on the HP to actually make this possible. And Taco, he's got so many bullets with the Glock. He's got quite a bit of time still. 30 seconds left to make his play. If he just catches mousesports making the mistake right now, Chris seems like he's the contact. Nico's there to make sure that the flank can't happen either. And really solid hold coming in from mousesports in the end.
Yeah, it looked a little bit scary, and that could have been interesting. The unfortunate part for LG is that 2 players got into the bomb site, but it was the bomb that was left on the platform. That couldn't make it in. So if that had been planted, that's a completely different situation where LG no longer has to take those distance fights. But either way, the hero of that is Speedy. With those 2 kills and drop, like eliminating half that attack and then just being able to focus with the USPs on kind of a really passive retake, just getting to focus over on that platform side of the hit, you eliminate half the problem that you had to deal with. So really nice pistol round from Speedy. And now it's up 1-0, but it is an investment from LG. There's Nex again with the peek. He grabs 1, just like Nico in the last round with... Didn't get that kill, but Nex does the damage.
Ooh, nasty play here potentially from Fur. They line up for him, but Nico's going to be able to get that trade frag. A little bit of a scary situation. And Fallen, he's going to try and, well, not flash his way out. He's going to go with the decoy fake. Not going to catch anybody, though, unfortunately for him. He will spot a man drop. And so now that's at least a little bit of information for him to gather, but he just can't get onto this site to get the plant, and that bomb is still stuck up on plateau. So he's kind of hoping that Cold will be able to hit a headshot, but that's just not going to happen. Now, well, the bomb is basically, it's impossible here for Fallen to get anything done.
This is 2 rounds in a row now where mousesports, the player with the best spawn over towards the B bomb site, takes that peek up at Broken Wall. It was Nico in the pistol, Nex in the second. So I imagine that going into the first gun round next round, Luminosity, they're going to start being very cautious and prepared for that. Maybe pre-nading it, maybe just pre-firing into smoke if it gets laid down there. But they're not going to let that happen, because, I mean, that's just a free shot that mousesports can get punished for later. So we'll have to see if mousesports keeps that up, if Luminosity is able to counter it. But either way, mousesports still, now they have 3 UMPs and an MP7, so trying to build up some of the money.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a stretch here for Luminosity as well. They haven't got a single bomb plant so far, so no bonus money with these round losses. So that means that it's just a hard eco. Every dollar counts here for Luminosity. And you're right, some shots going through that smoke just to make sure that nobody can get up behind onto the plateau there for mousesports. But mousesports have gone for a bit more of a catch-all approach this round. 3 players on B, but one of them is holding connector side of drop.
This is looking like it's going to be a fake from LG, where they try and drop and get some kills over at the B side. The bomb, meanwhile, is in A halls, so there has to be some kills. There has to be success here, but Nico is just shutting that down. So there's not even going to be a single rotation for... Oh, my lord. Just
stop giving him $600 per friend, please.
Right? That's $1,800 free dollars he just make. Nicely done.
And now Fallen gets spotted. That's the bomb as well, so the rotation will begin. Doesn't really matter what Taco, he's going to try and achieve over here on plateau. With the Glock, it's not the best firepower. And so now Fallen's been figured out and they know what's up. Mousesports are basically just like, heh, you want to try and use our strat against us? Like, we don't fall for that, sorry. We're the ones who do, matchmaking strats.
Oh, and Nico just being cold-hearted. Those 3 quick... Here's the question now, though, for Mousesports. How many of these are going to upgrade? Mm-hmm. You got that armor pen. I imagine they're going to do a decent amount of them. They're not going to keep 3 UMPs. Dennis definitely had to upgrade because he had the MP7.
Look who's doing, just going ham right now, though. Like 8-0-0
yeah, why
for Nico. Not? What's up?
3 MVPs, 3 stars.
3 stars, man. He is a teacher's pet.
This was Mario Party. He would have won already.
Mario Party, the best way to break friendships ever. And it is going to be action A halls, at least to start here. Dennis trying to set up the bait and switch. Chris J is still holding close with that UMP. He can be lethal from this range. So it comes down to how well Dennis watches his back or draws attention to himself. Taco getting ready to go darting in there. But there's a 3rd man rotating in, and this might catch them off guard. Chris is going to roast alive, but he still manages to trade. taking 1-for-1 there. Taco gonna miss his chance. That was a golden opportunity there to bring it back to give his team the man advantage, and now he kind of gets ground down to a halt. Don't think he realized that there were 2 players there, but he certainly saw the one.
Yeah, that was a beautiful chance. Blind as well, trying to fall back. But still, they have control of danger now. They have control of mid, and they're just going to fall away. Looks like over towards the B bomb site. The question is, looks like those 2 players from mousesports are going to re-peek this, get a little bit aggressive, trying to grab some intel. So when does that second player rotate back towards the B bomb site? Because the one defender there is so lonely.
That's actually really risky for Nico. And Nico, man, he has no fear. Just gets up on plateau. He's waiting to see if some kind of push is going to come through. He's hoping for somebody to make a mistake, give him a little info, basically make a step, you know. But it's not going to happen, and he decides to back off. And he'll hug the wall, still try and get that audio information in.
Well, he rotates away because he now has an M4 over towards the chicken coop. That's Speedy who has that position. So the OMP can fall back. Still going to stick around, though. Smoke comes out.
Here's the steps. When we see the rotation, or at least for a moment there, the rotation began from A. Then mousesports decided to call it off, and they're going to get that defense set up back on the A site. I mean, Taco's still lurking around there, so we'll see when Taco actually decides to pounce. And Nico, he's going to catch out Fallen up close. Nico with the double kill. Finally, Taco's able to get the lurk kill, but it has 0 impact in this round. Not really going to get too much done, and he has to back off and just hold on to the AK.
Yeah, Luminosity's been so impressive and so clean in their T-sides today. And I mean, they're at the top of their group, but that was like a really disjointed hit. It seemed like they didn't realize how low the clock was. They had the bomb still very, very far back over towards drop, and all of a sudden they were just like, oh my god, there's only 19 seconds left. We have to go. Fallen goes out very much alone, gets dropped by that UMP. Now Nico gets a free upgrade to the AK-47 on top of all his bonus money he's built up. This is a really, really scary spot for Luminosity to be in, where this CT side economy can just start ballooning. I mean, they are going to have a little bit of investment into this. Cold doesn't buy armor, but everyone else, Tech 9 and armor, that AK-47 was saved, obviously, by Taco, so he's going to have to be the point man here.
Yeah, here we go. A bit of a change of pace. The flashes go out. Taco gets that smoke down. And here he assumes that entry roll because he's got that AK. So he's going to be looking for the headshot. Just trying to abuse the smoke. Nice HE right on top of him. Fallen, though. He finds the headshot. Close quarters here against Spitty. And Fer holding drop, making sure that Dennis can't lurk his way through. A little bit of a nade goes through, and Chris J's there to peg Fallen. So they do manage to bring it back under control here, mousesports. Nicely done, because Luminosity were really hoping to be able to just spin that out of control.
Yeah, that was on a knife's edge for a moment where just one more kill might have just opened the floodgates. Either way, Nico's still alive, and like we mentioned, he's beasting right now. Hasn't fallen yet. He gets another headshot there. Fer and FNX are the only ones left. Just used their last flashbang, and Nico's not prepared for this, so he does fall. Nex is there to pick up the slack, though. Gets that kill. No chance of a bomb plant here either. mousesports is going to be far too aggressive to allow this.
It should never happen. I wonder if there was a little bit of miscommunication there, perhaps. Nico expecting Nex to watch his back. Nice little parting headshot, though, onto Dennis. So forces mousesports to actually force up on somebody instead of being able to just drop rifles all over the place.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, how dangerous it was that all this money was building up for mousesports. 3 kills, so they deal some economic damage with that. Now we see Fallen with the AWP. He's got armor with it and a smoke.
Ooh.
This is a big round for LG to get on the board.
Yeah.
Double op setup. That's the change.
I dig it. I like it.
Bringing out the big guns.
Yeah, man, and Nico perfectly capable. So this sets them up for a 4-play over here. Well, 4 players over on the B site to begin. Then Nico just going to hang out over on connector, and there we go. The aggressive hopping. Bit of the JW coming out here from Chris, but he misses the shot.
That might have been too aggressive. Down to 8 HP. He gets tagged up a little bit, but just burns so much.
Oh, man. But I do appreciate it. I like that. Because that would have really caught Luminosity off guard. If he sits there and they decide to step out, expecting to find nobody there, and all of a sudden it's just like Chris J, peekaboo, you're dead.
It's kind of cool what they do with him, though. They rotated him back a little bit. Yeah, I mean, he has to be a little bit more passive. I think he went all the way over towards the A bomb site to grab a new angle. Can't tell which number that is, but Cold's going to be slowly sneaking through, using that smoke as cover. He's made his way over towards the platform. Nade's going to come out, though. Lands right on him. That's perfect. Down to 46. Dennis, when are you going to throw this Molotov? Just as the smoke clears. Cold, got to be careful. He actually gets that kill. Dennis, maybe his own Molotov kind of blocked his vision there.
Yeah, so crucial. What a shot from Cold. And now he's got the angle as well to see if anybody gets aggressive over here. 45 seconds left for Luminosity to make this play. They still have quite a few nades to work with as well. Fresh smoke goes down, but with Cold on the other side of this, that's not the end of the world. And now it's Nico on the site, a position that Fallen really likes to play with the AWP. And just like Fallen, Nico hits the instant headshot. Cold is gone. And now the push begins here for Luminosity. They have to go. Flash comes in, and up close, Nico's going to get caught out by Fer. And now the wrap begins. Fer with the double headshot, the triple kill. And it's just on Chris now, all by his lonesome over here on the A site. Only 8 HP, so there's no way for him to challenge.
Really weird decision by Nico there to go all the way back from statue. He had 2 teammates with rifles close up. He could have pop flashed for one of them to kind of clear that out, but he goes in with the AWP. Fur comes up with a huge play. So it's going to be the first round on the board for Luminosity. The question is, actually, it's not really a question because Luminosity's not hunting it. I mean, they might just be too low on money. They don't want to lose anything to this last op for Chris J. So a nice round from LG. Fur still doing some work, having a sick first day.
Absolutely, man. He's certainly turned up, that's for sure. Him and Taco both have basically been doing the majority of the work here for Luminosity. And well, it is, I guess, technically Taco, but he's tied with Fallen and Gold. So, I mean, he's not exactly standing out as a second man in line. But he's got the MVP. He's got the Gold Star.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Just got it. Newly minted Gold Star. And that, I mean, look at the money now, because on the mousesports side, with that win, it's going to have to be a drop over, so they start digging into that bank they built up, and it's essentially all gone. Chris J has plenty of money, but that's about it. Speedy's down to 2,000, everyone else below $500.
What is this? Is it just going to be the straight up YOLO? No. They're going to wrap a little bit. Cold might try and get control of the plateau. They seem to have already adjusted as well, although Taco is going to take point. He's going to get up close. He's got Cold watching over his shoulder. So it is a bit of a tag team duo over here on plateau, just making sure that mousesports can't get any early control going for themselves here. Really passive hold basically everywhere from mousesports. I wonder if mousesports were expecting there to be some kind of change up towards the A site, because they have 3 players over there right now at the beginning of this round.
Yeah, 3 players over towards the ramp as well. That one smoke kind of holding them there. So no one's rotated back. Speedy doesn't use that flashbang to peek, but if he did, he'd find a couple players up towards drop. Fur's going to try and pop flash himself. Make a little bit of noise, those shots, just to provide pressure. Let mousesports know he's there. Keep some players' attention on drop. And Taco is going to have to back off from that smoke.
Multiple smokes going down. And that's going to get awkward. Nico can actually take advantage of this now. There's no way for Taco to know that he might be behind there. They do have the utility, though, to check these angles later on Luminosity. They've got the 2 incendiaries on FNX and Taco. And you can see Taco kind of like flipping through it right now. So he's trying to figure out if he wants to go for that. Oh, Fur's going to get spotted. Headshot is there for Nico, but Fur hits the headshot of his own with the AK. Well, that trumps the M4. Now the push could begin here for Luminosity, but the all-out rotation is coming out from mousesports. I'm really surprised to see such hesitation out of the Brazilians right now. They're giving mousesports all the time in the world to gamble, stack up on the B site, and now their lives got a whole lot harder with this B take. Chris is going to hit the shot, and Taco with the double entry, but next brings it back. Fallen is there to take out Chris, and just, okay, complete and utter annihilation. I take it back, Moses. Actually, that works out great for Luminosity. It actually just makes it really swift and clean. It stacks all the targets up in one spot.
Yeah. Well,
right
yeah, brings him closer to death.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, come to me, I will end you. I mean, it comes down, just as you were saying, Taco having a good day. Those 2 kills from him there. Because he gets those 2 kills, Chris can't keep his AWP zoned in on the platform. So he's got to be very wary of what's wrapping around, what's coming out of drop, and he just turns and he exposes himself a little bit too much to Luminosity, and then they drop him, and then the site's open. Nice nade. Speedy and Nico down very, very low, about half HP. That's a stack, and Fur's going to find the first one, and he's going to chase down the second, but Taco's going to find it instead. Pretty smart from Fur, just not even go for that headshot angle. Just say, all right, you got him. Clean it up. Nice team play there from LG.
That was great communication. Yeah, now Chris and next, well, in this quasi-buy, there isn't a whole lot that they can hope to achieve. Cold is going to spot the first man jumping by, quickly snuffs next, and now has to know that Chris, he's somewhere on the right side. He's going to be wrapping back up around here, but Taco, he spotted him. He sees the shoulder. Easy shot there for Taco, who gets another double kill on the board for himself. So Luminosity, they're starting to gain some ground here. Mousesports, after getting their economy reset, now get to go for a buy, but it's not with all the trimmings. Chris J can barely afford the AWP with Kevlar, but there aren't the incendiaries, no kits. They're having to skip on the helmets as well. This is where mousesports really start to get their backs to the wall.
Yeah, Luminosity with a huge advantage here. And they're going to send 4 players over towards this B bomb site into the halls. Mousesports as well has 4 players over towards B, so perhaps expecting something swift, and Fallen with that Molotov. Can use that. I mean, that goes back to preventing that early peak.
I like this from Fallen as well.
Just checking for the boost.
Yep. It's like, if you want to go ahead and boost somebody up there because you think that might be safe,
I dare
guess
you.
what? Guess what? That would be actually super sick if somebody did that right now, just to show how godlike Fallen is. But no. Mousesports won't give us the pleasure.
This is kind of, I know this is actually, I'll come back to that point a little bit later. Looks like they're lining up a couple smokes here, maybe for an execution. Actually, they're going to fall back towards the A bomb site. So trying to pull a rotation over, and they are. This could be a split towards that A bomb site, but Speedy's there to do massive damage. Even gets a kill on a Taco. Fur does fall down, but this portion of the attack has been whittled down. Dennis, he's going to be the next point of contact, but he falls to Fur. And there it is, Speedy on the flank. He gets 2. Nex actually gets that second one, and this has been destroyed.
Holy hell, they just go charging right through. No fear at all from Mousesports. Now FNX is alone in a 1v4, but that's really going to set them back. And you can already see Fallen maybe having a little bit of a chat here, pondering what could have, what went right, what went wrong. Perhaps Fallen was expecting the man behind him to be watching the connector, watching their backs, everybody. And that is actually something that that happened a little bit today, where Luminosity, sometimes they get that tendency, they get all riled up, and then they kind of all just lock onto the same spots, and they forget to watch their back. And you can see what happens when you do. If you allow them to just walk out through connector behind you like that, you are just screwed.
I love that response from mousesports, though, because if Luminosity actually has success of getting through towards that A bomb site, even if you have a man advantage as mousesports, it's still so difficult because you have to spend so much time clearing out that connector, clearing out the murder hole, clearing out, you know, any different angle that Luminosity could be waiting in to pounce and assassinate anyone on the rotation. So, I mean, the fact that they just went together and just destroyed that split is huge. So 6-3, and now it's now it's Luminosity who has a little bit of low economy. This is a round they have to win.
Multi-nades going down. If there was a boost there, that would have been nasty. Spitty takes some shrapnel, gets dropped down to half HP, so he manages to dodge one of the nades at least. Well, let's see. They're just going to quickly take over connector here. Nico's there to trade 1-for-1. FNX will get the follow-up on Taco. And now the push begins here for Luminosity, and they're just getting flashed. It's just turning into an all-out slaughter. 2 players remain here, Fallen and Cold. Fallen will be able to find Spitty, and somehow Cold takes out Next. It's into a 2-on-2. Rotation has come through here from mousesports, but that smoke is still down, so the bomb plant will happen. Cold, he's able to get it. And some shots going down, but now they have to figure out where is Fallen. Where's the second man for mousesports? And it's just going to be Fallen. Peekaboo, Dennis, you're dead.
Jeez, and Chris can't hit the shot. Nice round from Fallen, 3 kills. Speedy's been a monster towards this drop. I was just about to say, Speedy is just saving mousesports on the CT side with his play. Been so impressive, and then just Fallen there. Hits a 30 shot.
Fallen, well, all right, that was actually some of the older kind of the OG generation Fallen for Luminosity, where he just like, it's like, okay, it's time to actually get a really serious round on the board, boys.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go ahead and drop 3 kills,
right.
And all of them are going to be crucial high-impact frags.
It's like, I'll show you guys how it's done.
Yeah. Sometimes Fallen, he just gets it in him where, you know, he just takes over in a round, and it's a key round as well, because that resets mousesports now, and mousesports, they're on pistols. Nico, of course, will find a headshot at the Deeg. It's just unreal how consistent he is with the Deagle.
And there's a lot of nade damage coming out for Luminosity in the opening stages of these rounds. You can see Nico and Speedy is even brought really, really low, but nades are coming out early from LG just to prevent that early pressure from going on. And it's softening him up for the late in the round, but Nico's going to get a second Deagle kill, and all of a sudden this turns into an interesting round, 2-on-2, but Speedy with only 5 HP and a Deagle, they look like they know exactly where he is as well.
Yeah, and Fer will pick up that kill. That's insane, though, the accuracy. Did you see that? Where it's like he hits all 3 of those Deagle shots.
Yeah.
It's like bam, bam, bam. Like, what? Who does that?
Him and Dennis.
Basically, Nico, yeah. I mean, it's like he's got so much confidence in his Deeg that he goes for it in a pistol round.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without the armor as well.
It's just like, all right, straight Deagle in a pistol round where you're going to get rushed by Glocks or whatever. No problem. You'll make it work. And he actually does.
And a double save now for mousesports. And this might indicate that they want to switch back to that double op setup. Maybe, I mean, and actually this might be an indication for Luminosity that's coming, so they got to be a little bit careful next turn what they decide to do. There's that Deagle again on Nico. This time he's got armor, but Taco is just not going to slow down whatsoever. Just drops him before it can even be dangerous. Oh, please. With the Zeus.
No, Speedy.
Do it.
No. Okay, he's been
Trigger
spotted.
somewhere.
He's been spotted. It's all good. This isn't going to happen. This is... Oh, no!
Yes! So happy. And actually, he gets away with a gun, and now a 3-on-3 situation. This is really scary for Luminosity. The bomb is planted. There's Fer. He's coming from behind for the backstab, but that Zeus makes it all worth it. Let the hate flow through you.
Oh, it is. I'm channeling it right now, man.
Yes,
no.
in the replay
Thank
as well.
You, production. Thank you, production. We're going to have words after this. I'm going to send Turtle on you.
Look at Nico, 16-7 right now. He's beasting.
Yeah, it's just, again, this is, I mean, Nico is just on mousesports, head and shoulders, I think, the best player that they have right now.
Yeah.
And he's calling. So it is a bit of a battle between him and Fallen right now. Although Fallen is lagging a little bit behind, we are going to have a very quick take on the B side. Taco just gets right out there and takes out Nico in a
There's
head-up
no one else
fight.
here. There's no one else here for mousesports. This might be a save just immediately. Speedy's even just got to fight his way out because he's got to go through a smoke to clear out drop. Oh, this is brutal for mousesports. Yeah, they've taken so much damage as well. Nades in the choke points. They've got to back off. The save call's already in. That's a sick, sick round from Luminosity. They've been picking up the pace gradually ever since, you know, whenever they lost their last round, you could see Fallen was kind of chatting with his team. And maybe this was what he was saying without taking his time out. He's like, all right, we're going to start picking up the pace. This slow stuff isn't working out. Let's start getting in their face early on in these rounds.
And again, it's a good time for Taco to be hitting shots like that, to take a fight straight up. And Nico had the drop on him as well.
Yeah.
So, man, Taco, he's hitting levels right now that are just sick.
But regardless of how many players, I mean, mousesports really only had one player actually dedicated to that B site. You can't let Taco get out like that so quickly.
Yeah, definitely that turn of speed. Let's see, Dennis, he can take out Fallen real quick. Fallen, he didn't have an op, so not the end of the world there. They just have so much money, Luminosity. Yeah,
that's the other thing, that fast pace, getting the bomb planted that early on, it allows, and in the save call so early for mousesports, allows a lot of time for Luminosity to chase down those weapons. And mousesports need theirs much, much more than Luminosity, you know, needs theirs, essentially. So that was phrased really weirdly, but Luminosity has so much more money that they can give up a couple rifles here and there at the cost of even just taking out one. Because you can see Nico stuck on a Deagle, Famas on Dennis, a little bit beat up when it comes to their bank.
Yeah, they're suffering right now. Taco with just a little bit of a flash there to throw somebody off. That's Nico holding close with that Deagle again. Smoke gets set up, however, and so Nico, he might try and give away the fact that he's holding close, but he decides to play it carefully, decides not to give away his position, so not sure, actually, as I say that. He just puts in 2 shots randomly into the wall.
Another change of pace from Luminosity, though. Slow back down, force a lot of utility out early. Fer just biding his time, being patient up at drop, trying to see if anyone's going to peek for intel, see if he can pick one off. Now they're just clearing out platforms, so kind of setting up the stage for this execution.
I know I've actually got some of the info, but Nico, yeah, he decides to go for it. Spot's fallen. Shots coming in, actually. He gets dropped down to 60, but is able to back off. He only spotted the 1, though, so that's not quite enough to go off of here. But we have the steps, and Taco will get caught out at range by Speedy. Nice shot there by Speedy, actually. Not an easy one to hit. And Taco, I'm not even sure if he knew where he got caught from, if it was in the house or not. Nico, though, he's changed up his spot. It's not going to be a boost, but this could definitely catch Luminosity off guard.
Yeah, and it looks like they're fully dedicated to this hit over towards the B bomb site. Fallen with the op, trying to grab some kind of intel or some pick from range to allow them to come into this site. And Speedy spotted again, and he's brought down so low, 8 HP. The spam comes through, and he's just barely able to survive. Nico gets 1 kill. There's Dennis as well. But the response from LG is 2 kills.
Now we have to see if they can get this done. 7 bullets left, 1 click from Fallen. 9 seconds left on this clock, though. He has to step in and get this bomb plant down, and there it is. He's actually going all in. Big spray, and he's not able to connect. Had he been able to catch it out, had Chris gone immediately as soon as that bomb got planted, he might have caught Chris, and then it could have been anybody's game at that point. But what a close round in the end.
Yeah, 7-7 now. Double op setup. Once again, the switch for mousesports. They pick one up, so it's a free AWP for Nico. Fallen's back on his as well, but either way, I mean, this is obviously 7-7, a map that normally lends itself a little bit towards the Terra side. It's been getting a little bit more even recently.
I agree. I agree right now, actually. We're seeing this is quite a good scoreline for mousesports, and if they come out 8-7, I think that's a fantastic first half score for them. Because they win the pistol, and they can just start running away with this. So we got to see a lot of pressure now on Luminosity to just lock this last round down in the first half. And well, again, they actually slow down the pace. They actually take their time with it. So we saw what happened in the last round for them. Curious to see if they're just going to decide to just go, you know, mad aggro. Somehow Nico misses that shot. That looked like it was going to be dead on there.
Yeah, now it's Nex who's going to be under pressure. They drop down, and he's not prepared for it. Fer gets that kill, I think, through his teammate's body. And Nico, he's got to hit some sick shots here. He's got to be magical with this AWP, but and Luminosity is just slowly just choking the life out of this bomb site, and there's the first one.
Did Dennis give away? Yeah, he must have heard the footsteps there. Man in the connector, this is going to get a little hairy. Cold Zera gets the drop on Nico. Dennis not able to connect with a shot of his own. Fallen looking into connector. He's going to win the duel versus Chris J. And it's all on Dennis now, 1v4. Gets the flash, but then faces like 10 guns.
Yeah.
All the guns on the server were just pointing right at him, including his own.
It's interesting that I think, in my opinion, that they went back to that double op. I know it was a free AWP, so they felt like, you know, why not? But the first time they brought it out, they lost that round as well. So, I mean, those double op setups for mousesports didn't work out. And either of the times they used it, after that, they didn't really have money to go for it. Maybe a good thing. But yeah, either way, still a good CT half for mousesports, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good CT half, yes, and it's actually impressive considering the fact that, you know, it's really like the Nico show. And then Nex and Speedy are kind of stepping up, but really Nico just keeping his team in these rounds. Even with the op, I mean, he goes back to the rifle, he goes to the deagle. It's just like, he is getting all these kills. He just needs the rest of his team to start waking up. Chris J, come on, 4-0-7. Granted, he hasn't had much action over on the A site, Chris.
Yes, no, he has not.
But, you know, We need to see him step up now on this T side. And there's the boost from FNX. When does he decide to go for the peak? There it is, but Nex was waiting. Fantastic shot from Nex. Just easy, one click, gets the job done. And now, well, what can they hope to do here? mousesports just going to be able to take over drop. 3 players going through. Now they just wrap onto that B site, and it's actually Luminosity falling back, looking for a backstab.
Yeah, they're falling back because they have a flank coming in. So they're saying we need to see what these 2 players on the flank can produce for us, but Speedy's going to have the angle.
Oh, one step ahead every point. And Chris J, 2 headshots. I called him out, and maybe I shouldn't have. 3 kills for him. Luminosity get dumpstered in the pistol. What a one-sided affair. And now, well, Luminosity, that's going to get them a little on edge.
Yeah, well, now it gets into scary. Well, mousesports has now won both pistol rounds. And in the first half, they won the first 2 rounds. They won the first 3 off the back of that pistol. So can they do it again? A big investment here from Luminosity. Only Fallen not investing. He still has $1,200. He's going to save up for that AWP, obviously, into the 4th round. But this is sick for mousesports. This is a really, really good start. Chris is going to be on that scout. I know Sadakis is of the opinion that he's the best scout in the world.
Chris?
In the world.
In the world. Big words. Did I say that?
No, Sadakis did.
Sadakis said that. Because I was actually talking about Chris's scout last week in Pro League, but
it's pretty sick.
In the world?
In the world.
That might be a bit of a stretch. Just a little bit. It's basically because when the op nerf came out, Chris J was just, he was, you know, kind of same as JW, same as Kenny. His style got heavily impacted by that to the point where he didn't even want to op anymore. He was just playing scout and rifle. And he had more fun with that than with the AWP, which just feels so weird considering it's Chris J.
Yeah, I remember he went away from the op for quite some time.
Yeah, it's just now that he's actually starting to feel like he can op again. And it's kind of funny because Kenny, JW, you know, we're starting to see the old them coming back into it as well.
Yep.
This is an anti-eco scenario here for mousesports, and they're playing it right. They're grouping up together. That got a little close there for Chris. He gets dropped down to 5 HP. Dennis gets backstabbed. Nico just a second too late there to keep Dennis alive. But still, this is now mousesports with control of the situation. It comes down to Cold. Can he do what Nico does? No. Misses both shots.
And that would have been huge if he got that kill, because that's the bomb plan, and the rest of mousesports is playing so far back. They don't have the smokes to block off choke points, so they didn't want to cross into the site, potentially open themselves up to get picked off. So they just send the bomb in all alone. And actually, it looks like LG, they're just going to set up for some exits. Maybe try. There's one wrapping around towards T-spawn to gain a position. That's FNX. So maybe try and get one of an AK or Glow or even the UMP for the next round, because they're not going to even have, you know, if these guys don't save their guns, they're not going to have armor, they're not going to have upgraded pistols in the next one.
Yeah. No, it's not a bad call at all. Just hold on to the Kevlar that you've invested in so far this round, Luminosity. That's perfectly all right. Considering mousesports, they've got control of everything. And mousesports, they're going to be able to get far enough away from that bomb and not really give any targets here. Or they shouldn't, rather. No. Okay, yeah, they're staying up in A-long. So that's how you have to do it. You're far enough away from the bomb. No reason for you to go out to T-spawn. And so Luminosity, no joy this time, but at least they hold on to the gear for this round. And while they need to have some kind of impact here, they need to get at least like 3 kills out of it, just to make sure that mousesports' money doesn't get out of control. Because you're still sitting with Nico, with the UMP. I mean, Chris can play the scout in the first buy round as well if he wants.
Yeah. See, put that Sadakist ranking to the test.
Sure. I mean, you're just a race car with the scout, man. It's crazy how fast you are, even scoped. You just zip all around on the map.
Yeah, a little bit of a stack early on for Luminosity, seeing if this anti-eco from mousesports is going to be fast-paced, but there's actually only 1 SMG. There's 3 AK-47, so there's no reason for mousesports to really rush anything. They can feel things out a little bit, use this UMP on Nico to scout, see what he can find. Chris J as well, just watching for pushes initially, and he's actually going to pick up the bomb as well. So now mousesports slowly walks towards these A-halls, very similar to their last go-round, or anti-eco round.
Yeah. Close quarters, sure, but then once they get together, the timing works out impeccably there, though, for that little peekaboo moment. Nico getting dropped fairly low, but they might have spotted that he only has the UMP. Curious to know if it's such a big tell, because mousesports, they do tend to put Nico in that lurk, that hard lurk role with the others grouped up on the other side. So are Luminosity aware that this might be just a little bit of extra information to go off of concerning mousesports? Like, do you start rotating an extra man over? It does look like that rotation is going to start coming through. Flashes go down, and now the push begins here onto the A site. And well, now it's all up to mousesports to hit the shots. And Dennis, he does at least spot out FNX pretty early on.
Oh, he spots Fallen too, but Fallen cleans him out. Nice headshot. There's the jumping scout. No one tagged yet. Finally, Nico takes down Fur. Takes down one more. That might just give him the opening they need to swarm this bomb site. Fallen, you're not long for this world. 22 HP, and you're being surrounded right now. But actually, he's buying time. He's buying great time if he was able to find one more, but Speedy finally gets him out of his position. And Speedy's actually locked in there.
Yeah, again, they get that bomb plant down. But yeah, Speedy, I mean, Cold is holding this angle. It seems like he knows that Speedy was playing from there. Yeah, seeing that nade come down, of course. Now it's going to make it official. Does Speedy pre-aim the angle, or does he just sit here, wait for Luminosity to be the ones to make the first mistake?
He seems like he knows he's being he's held in that corner. He doesn't want to peek too wide. Now finally he's going to spot Cold. Grabs him, wins that duel, the standoff, so to speak.
And it doesn't look like anybody's going to come say hello to Taco. And well, this isn't actually a bad call for Taco to back off, considering his armor's at 100.
Yep.
Means it's 350 investment just to pick up the helmet instead of a full 1,000, so it's actually not too shabby for him. Back off, save some more money, means more nades going to the next round.
Yeah, actually, very smart. Very good in terms of your economic play. So a little bit of an underrated move by Taco, perhaps, but really, really effective. And actually, he doesn't even need to buy the helmet if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. He does have the option to. The AK is a straight-up headshot. You're dead, helmet or not. That is just mad money, actually, for Taco. Full buy for him. He's got everything that he needs now. And that actually allows him to get the kit. Fallen has got a kit as well with that AWP. But now is the time for Luminosity to step up and start landing some pretty brutal shots. And mousesports, they're just full grouped. They're actually looking to take the action here to B very quickly. Nico just goes charging in to drop. Point-blank shot onto FNX to shut him down. And now he's got an M4 to play with.
Yeah, it's all on Cold. Another entry for Nico, and now what does Cold do? He's stuck in such an awkward position. He is spotted out now by Nico, but Chris is going to get the trade. Nicely done first here. But these trades from mousesports, they enter this bomb site so strong. And they just destroy the defense. It's only Fallen. He's stuck behind a smoke. He has a kit, but 1-on-3 situation. I mean, this could be doable if he's able to get one kill within the next 5 or 10 seconds, but no one from mousesports is going to give this up.
Yeah, nobody had better give this up. That's where you're actually allowed to reach across and slap your teammate on the back of the head. If you go for the peek in this sort of scenario. Now, I mean, now that the bomb is taken down, they can start trying to make their way around here, see if they can figure out where Fallen is playing from. And while they're about to find that out, nice shot. Wallbang onto Dennis, follow up onto Nex, and he gets the kill that he was looking for basically here, Fallen. He's dropped them down to 2 surviving players. Dennis, he will have enough time to get away. He will have enough time to get away intact. But that's all Fallen wanted in that situation. One more kill to drop mousesports down to 2 players.
Yeah, I was about to say Fallen's actually gotten himself into a tough spot where now he could get hunted down and taken out, but he's too much of a stud. He predicts that drop out of the window, so he gets that kill. He's going to have the only gun into this round, though, so it's going to have to be a foresight behind this. And Luminosity, I mean, the amount of rounds they can start bleeding out are slowly dwindling. Mousesports is going to be up towards 12 after this, barring anything crazy. And then all of a sudden, Luminosity is going to have to go on a really, really strong run. So mousesports has everything they could need. 5 Molotovs, 5 smokes, some HE grenades mixed in there. And once again, fast towards the B bomb site. But Fallen's here with the op. It looks like he wants to go for an early peek. There's the pop flash. He's brought down to 22 HP immediately. But he still stays.
This is that no fear approach. And he knows now with that Molotov going down, he should be fine. There's the flash, and they haven't quite found the angle. He's going to miss the shot right into the flames. Nice air control from Fallen. He dodges it, but now he realizes he's in a world of hurt. His teammates are doing a very good job, actually a very good job of holding off this push coming in here from mousesports, but then the nades come sailing in. mousesports making good use of the utility, and FNX not even going to be able to pull the trigger. Dennis hits the headshot first, and it's on Fur, it's on Cold. Fur at least manages to step in here, make it at least a little bit more expensive. And Speedy is very low, so he's at risk if he faces the P250.
I don't know how Fallen stayed alive that long. Cold's going to get one more, and once again, he's blocked off his mobility for that fight. Oh, and he dinks him! Well, Fur can't really do anything to begin with. He's got to save that AWP, but that could have been pretty cool if Cold was able to just drop one more from range like that.
Oh, man, that would have been insane. And if he caught out Speedy as well, all of a sudden, I mean, that would have been just the ridiculous level out of Cold, where it's just actually, you go and save the gun, Fur. It's all right. Leave it to me. I got this.
Yeah, but now we're seeing a pause called out of Luminosity. I mean, they know this next round is so important. Critically as well, this is pretty nice. I mean, the one silver lining for Luminosity is these past couple rounds, they've done enough damage in the rounds that Mouse hasn't really been too motivated to go chase down this AWP. They've been able to save it twice now, which is going to help their bank, which is going to help, Fallen will have it in the next round. They can switch to a double op setup maybe if when we see what their money's like, but that's the one thing they can take away from this round. But, I mean, there's no more silver linings left. They have to start putting rounds on the board. This is at that point now where Luminosity has to go on a run. And Nico, 24-12.
It is a bit hard to just turn that on, though. To flip the switch and say, okay, now we're actually just going to, stop losing rounds, guys.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, that's what this pause is for, because we saw him do it in the first half without a pause. It was just kind of an early round where they got demolished and Fallen just kind of marshaled his troops like mid-death and like freeze time was like, all right, we're going to pick up the pace and we're going to switch it up. They caught some rounds on the board there, but now, I mean, at this stage, this is the right time to take that timeout.
Yeah. No, definitely slow down the pace. It seems like somebody who actually dropped Dennis. No, he's back into it. But just a little bit of a pause, you're right, just coming through here. And this could also serve to just break the momentum for mousesports. Not only, you know, allow Luminosity to discuss what they need to change, but if mousesports, you know, they're feeling that confidence going, you make them sit for a minute, just sweat it out a little bit.
Yep.
It could mean the difference. And this could also be the solution, right? That double AWP play coming in here from Cold. Was wondering if they were going to go for that. Considering, I mean, that's pretty much like those are the two guys that can really get the job done with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, and look at the amount of money it saves just having that AWP for 2 rounds in a row. Fallen has 3,400, so even if they lose this, he's got money to at least pick up some effective weaponry in the next round. You know, that would be like the last ditch, like the real last ditch that they would have to get into this matchup. But mousesports with a sick T side so far has looked, you know, unstoppable.
And now this, I mean, this is all pressure on Luminosity, and they've had such a fantastic first day here. So can they keep it up? FNX, we're waiting on him to wake up as well. Let's see. I mean, mousesports could also just choose to show no respect at all. I mean, there's the smoke. Nades going out to stop any aggression coming out onto that plateau. Smoke goes down, but Nex doesn't care. He's going to go right through. And well, now things get a little dicey here for Luminosity. They have Cold Zera back here at Henhouse with that AWP.
Mousesports have got to assume there's an op here. Even if they don't know it's a double op setup, they have to assume somebody is watching this, and all that smoke clears. And if there was an op at the statue instead, Nex would be dead, and he's slowly inching into the crosshairs.
Oh, buddy. This is way too tense. He's right on the edge the entire time. He just knows.
They just drop off Broken Wall. They completely avoid it. Yeah, Dennis gets the kill. There it is. Finally, Cold peaks. He's getting burned alive, though. Next gets one more kill. Cold's got to smoke himself off. He's alive, but what can you do with the op in this situation? Getting spammed as well. Speedy trying to fight him in the smoke. He can't do it. I don't even think Cold realizes he's here, but Speedy walks right in front of his crosshair. Finally, he turns around and gets that kill.
How in the hell? And that is insane for Cold. He holds that angle for what, like 20, 25 seconds? And unscopes literally as they come into his crosshairs? Can't believe it.
And Luminosity just can't get a hold on this B bomb site. On these gun rounds, mousesports has just been destroying them. And even Dennis there somehow wins a battle against Fur, who's had such a stunning day, but he misses that shot when Dennis isn't even looking. Oh, this would be heartbreaking. If he's able to clear out this entire bomb site, I don't think he realizes in the site. Now he does. Fallen's giving up his position. Yeah, one more. 6 shot onto Speedy to hold on to the AWP. That's actually huge.
Oh, wow, and he actually survives it as well.
Because he can drop guns now. So there's that money that was saved from that one AWP that's been saved for Luminosity 3 rounds in a row now. That's coming into play where he can drop an M4 over. One of his teammates can get as good a buy as possible.
And well, I mean, mousesports just have so much money that's not really going to matter. They have a huge amount, so no real worry for them. They're going to be able to full buy behind it. But yeah, Luminosity, Fallen never goes down without a fight. And well, now they actually decided to change things up here, mousesports. Nico's going to try and make it sound, make it look like it is, you know, all-out aggression onto Plateau, but it's only a single man throwing the nades over there. And Luminosity, they had 4 stacked up, ready and waiting at the beginning. There's the aggressive flash, and this is actually Luminosity deciding to change it up. They're going to walk right into Nico, and Nico gets both kills, and that pretty much snuffs it here for Luminosity. They try and go for the BDP, and it just doesn't play out.
And that was the best thing they could have found. He was all alone. There's that lurk positioning that you mentioned he loves to be in. And they still can't do it now. Look at this, Dennis. I mean, just Molotov out of position. Fur, you swing out, you burn alive. Speedy does the damage, but the Molotov finishes you off. And now, 5-on-2 situation. Mousesports is going to be up to 14.
Yeah, this is mousesports. I mean, a totally different quality of mousesports. Considering Na'Vi beat them on this map earlier.
Yeah, and even Luminosity with the way they've been crushing today. I mean, mousesports to be able to come to this level now. This group is turning out to be pretty insane.
Different peaks, basically, different peaks. Luminosity, they've had a lot they've had the tough battles early on in the day, and now they kind of wind down and start facing off against mousesports and Nip, and it doesn't really seem like they're able to get their heads into it. Whereas, you know, mousesports are the ones who are stepping up after getting, you know, a couple close matches throughout the day to start things off. Now, when it really matters, they are definitely getting the job done. So now, well, I mean, FNX, what can FNX really hope to achieve here, apart from just, you know, staying alive?
Looks like he's found the one gap in this hunt that's going to allow him to do just that.
Oh, he might have got spotted there, I think. Yeah, I think he got spotted by Speedy. No?
Nope. He did now.
That's what he did now.
14-8. Mousesports with a huge lead, and the money for Luminosity is so beat up. but they're going to force buy into this. They have to if they want a chance at winning. Even to force overtime, even if they were to save to try and force overtime, that's too many rounds in a row. I mean, this is really where they have to make their stand. If it was like 3 rounds, you know, if they were up at like 12, 13 rounds, that might be a decision they'd play for overtime. But 7 rounds, 6 rounds behind, 7 rounds to get to 15. I mean, you have to make this buy. You have to close the gap before they get to that 15th point.
Yeah, Nico, just once again, off on his lonesome. They haven't really changed too much up in how they're approaching things, mousesports. Apart from just obviously the quick plateau takes that they've used the past couple of rounds, now they just spread out and wait to see if Luminosity are going to start caving under the pressure. Because Luminosity in a force buy, they might be, I mean, they are going to have to take a risk somewhere, having so little utility to work with. And this is it, Fur. He's actually changed it up a little bit. Curious to see if Chris J is going to go ahead and take that peek into the apartments. But Fur manages to get out just before Chris J gets on the angle. So no info there for Chris.
Yeah, and that's really nice timing. Cold and danger as well. This is an angle. He might be able to grab something, and actually he's going to transfer down. Is Speedy going to check this? Pop flash comes in. Cold dodges it, and there's a nice shot. Gives Luminosity a man advantage, but now he's a little bit wary of retreating because he might be pinned down, and Taco at the other bomb site, he's going to find Nico on that lurk. So good round here for LG, up 5-on-3.
Yeah, and they are keeping the 2 players hard on the A site. Still stuck in danger, Coldzera. He wants to get up here. It seems to be able to pick up that AK, or at least, you know, take a peek in here, but that's going to cost him. But Fur is still here, and the rotation is coming out. 30 seconds left on this clock now for mousesports to push onto the A site. 3 players holding here hard, with the backstab coming in from Taco off a plateau through the halls. And so it's just a matter of time now before mousesports get pinched. And FNX just holding that front line. He will get caught. Stray bullet takes him in the face, and this the big spray down coming in here from Fur. Gets the job done. Taco even manages to take out Nex in the end. So Fur holds on to the AWP, gifted by Chris J. Thank you, courtesy.
Big round for Luminosity. I mean, they salvaged some AKs, they salvaged 1 AK, they salvaged an AWP. So now they have the rifles on the board. And they needed those. They were all in the FAMASes. Nico's back on the UMP. Why not? Go for it. So no AWP this time on Chris J. It looks like they're going to go back towards that fast B play, that fast pressure on the B bomb site. It's been so successful for him. Dennis is going to be the first in line, but Cold's going to peek this with the AWP, and that's a little bit too wide. No way for him to fall back. FNX does equal things out, though.
Yeah, but it's still all out pressure here from mousesports. Look at this Nex just taking point. Going to pick up the first man through. He's got that Molotov now to buy a little bit of time as well. Force them off the angle, right into his waiting crosshair. FNX is down, and he even spots out the second man coming through the connector. That's Fur, but Taco decides to step in and have a say. And it's a 1v2 now, and Fur, he's been winning clutches all day long. Can he deliver here when his team needs him? This will put them onto double digits, and Fur, he's looking towards plateau, just waiting to see. A minute left on this clock as well. It's just so much time here for mousesports to basically wait for him to make the mistake.
Yeah, now he's been spotted as well.
Life gets tough. Shoulder peek, changes it up, and man, does he take the fight? Yes, he does! Gets the headshot on an X. And with the smoke as well, how does he play this? Because that puts the bomb on the other side of that smoke, so does he decide, oh yeah, man, this is just it. Big flash through, and big spray in the clutch for Fur. 1v2 clutch to keep Luminosity in this. And just ridiculous plays from him all day long.
Yeah, what an aggressive play as well. I actually thought mousesports played that so well. With the amount of time that was left on the clock, they could wait for that smoke to subside. They spot him out, and Chris has the AWP on platform. I thought for sure that was going to be a mousesports win, but Fur's able to just perfectly find those one-on-ones.
So sick with the shoulder peek as well to give him a way out.
Yeah, and they're clawing themselves back in this matchup. This might be, I think this is the last buy that mousesports is going to have, barring a plant here. So if they can break this economy and close the gap, all of a sudden they're right back into it.
Molotovs get mixed, and now next he's getting naded down to 60 HP already. Hasn't even seen anybody. And there's the boost. So now again, Luminosity showing some variety here in how they're holding. Incendiary goes down onto Tree, though. That's going to force him back, and here comes the push. Cold is there to take out Dennis, holding that front line. Not sure if he spotted Chris J jump down, but he heard the shot. And Taco's just waiting on the other side of this smoke. Spots the shadow from Spitty. Big spray from him, and he's just going to go charging in. Where's Chris? Somehow they changed positions.
Oh, this is madness. And actually, LG's coming out on top of it. This is insane. mousesports cannot find any of the players that they needed to on that execute. Luminosity uses those smokes perfectly. And look how beat up Chris and Nex are. Taco, he drops one. Cold's the only one who's fallen for LG. And despite having the bomb site, there's nothing mousesports can do after that. So 11-14 in mousesports now. They have a little bit of a losing bonus in their favor. Without a plant there, they can't buy. So they're the one who's going to call the pause. And Luminosity, it looks so dire, and they're right back into it.
Dude, Taco right now, man, he is just coming alive. Big 3 kills for him in that last round. And, I mean, just looking at the flat stats, right? It's really just, you know, Nico and Nex who are doing damage on mousesports. The rest of them really need to kind of step up here. They can't allow Luminosity to get the momentum back into this because Luminosity now they'll actually have the money for all the nades as we saw that last round. I mean, mousesports decided to force the issue, but all of those nades going in at the beginning just to throw them off, even buying just a little bit of time, it's really hard for mousesports to deal with, it seems.
Well, here's the tough part for Mouse, and this is what they're probably trying to figure out during this timeout, is before this, their gun rounds at B bomb site had been so successful. Entries went their way, late rounds went their way. They were winning all the rounds at the B bomb site. They switched things up and went back towards A, and that's where LG stopped them cold. And now they went back towards their B one more time, and that gets stopped cold. So they say, okay, now LG has figured out how to stop both of our attacks. What do we do now? Like, where are we going to go from here? They haven't really put too much pressure on drop. It's mostly been towards B platform. Looks like some hand wipes.
I was about to say.
Looks like someone's built something, perhaps.
Getting creamy. No. Well done, mousesports. Okay, then now, yeah, I guess that's just like the hand sanitizer. They feel like they're gonna do some real surgery here, so just gotta, you know, make sure no germs. They want Luminosity to survive, obviously, to fight another day.
Yeah, infections aren't cool.
Infections.
You started it.
I did it.
I mean, there is that, you know, there is that kind of like, as a player, you get into your traditions where, like, I know certain players, like back in the day, like, never played a match unless they washed their hands first. They had to have, like, clean hands to really, like, get going, or else, like, their keyboard and mouse might feel a little bit too oily.
Yeah, I mean, hell, there's, like, StarCraft 2 players back in the day who actually played with, I think it was Gumiho, who had a towel. He'd put a towel over his mouse and play with the towel on his mouse because, you know, he had sweaty hands. Couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I guess that's, you know, there's, you know, little ticks, little things. But Taco, because this wasn't spotted last round, he's going to go ahead and jump up onto the tree. Now this puts him in a bit of an awkward spot. Having lost control of drop while Cold goes ahead and rectifies that. And now Taco decides to fall back. Big spray from him. What is this? Triple from Taco. They just can't handle this guy. He's down to 1 HP. And Spitty going to get that flash through, but it's not effective. And Taco, he's ready and waiting. Can't really swap out, though. The timing right now, it's so dangerous, but he's got Fallen there to hold the angle. He stays alive. That's the important bit. And what play there. What a play from Cold as well to keep Taco in the fight.
Taco's, I mean, you've mentioned him a couple times as being this massive impact player, but now in this comeback, he's made some huge plays. Because Nico there makes things really dangerous. Coming down drop with the MP7, getting a kill. He almost opened things up. If he was a little bit more patient, could have done a backstab as his teammates from platform took the attention. That would have been massive. But here's the question. Now you have players for Luminosity that are stepping up around their stars. You have Taco coming into play. Who from mousesports is going to help Nico out?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's only really Nex who's just, you know, sitting at kind of like high double digits. Everybody else is really lagging behind, so we need Chris J to really step up to the plate here, and Dennis as well. Recent times, Dennis has been doing a lot of good work for mousesports, but we're not really seeing him here. So let's see.
Back towards the A site for mousesports, so they don't want to mess with B. Oh, and there's a pick for Fallen with that AWP, and Fur pounces out from the top of Danger Stairs. Cripples this attack from mousesports, except Nico comes down drop, and he hasn't been spotted yet.
Oh, this is dangerous here for Taco. Taco gonna get caught, but still, Fur's able to take out Spitty. Nex is there to take out Fur, however, but Fallen is still alive on this site. This is gonna take a bit of time, however, for the rotation to come through, so this is really dangerous. He hears the footsteps from Nico, though, and they're gonna be right up on top of each other. There's a Tech 9, and Fallen holds the line. Nico, he had the golden opportunity there to open up that site completely, and now his teammate Nex is just alone, 1v3. What can he hope to achieve here? Because Luminosity, they really shouldn't be peeking. Just wait for him to come to the site. Force the clock to run down.
Yeah, he's got no smoke as well, so he's basically just got to hope and pray that he can... I mean, this is going to be a tough battle. Cold's not going to peek that. Cold's just looking to spot him, and Fallen now. The timing on this peek, and there it is. He jumps up, but Cold is still in connector and actually misses the initial shot. There was a chance there for Nex, but he does fall. Still, though, huge run for Luminosity. Now it was, what, 14-8? And now it's 14-13. So full losing bonus, but again, no plant. mousesports isn't even getting into the bomb sites anymore to get that bonus money.
No, yeah, exactly. They have to go for a quasi-buy now. I mean, this could unlock things here for mousesports, though. A little bit of the YOLO, just get in there with the Tech 9s. We've seen it happen in the past.
How many times have we seen it happen where you just get locked out on gun rounds and you go for some crazy rush with the Tech 9 armor and it works out?
That is an option. Flash into underpass, and there we go, straight through the smoke, and they're getting kind of turned around in there somehow. The body block comes through, so things get delayed, and Fallen's able to pick one off. There's a second, spots the remainder actually pushing into underpass here as well, and there's the flash to set it up, and he gets body blocked by a nade. That still allows for Fur to step in here and pick up 2 kills. FNX with the last one. And well, not this time, Moses.
Yeah, no, not this time.
And you know why? It's literally because who was the first guy trying to run through that smoke? He literally got turned around in the smoke, and he just bottled up the entire doors area there.
Slowed it down just long enough for Fallen to get back. Gets 2 free shots, and then you could see all the other rifles coming in. They're like, oh, we want some kills, we want some kills.
That's awkward. Like, that's really just really unfortunate. If mousesports had the right idea, that would have been perfect.
What a run this has been for Luminosity, though, coming back in this matchup. This is incredible.
Now, rather than, you know, go for that full YOLO that might have worked in the last round, they're not going to do it. mousesports, they're going to try and slow down the game again. And with Luminosity feeling fired up now after dealing with that anti-eco. It's really not looking too hot here for mousesports. This is it, the big moment. And Chris J holding way back in T-spawn, just hoping for somebody on Luminosity to get aggressive.
I'm sure mousesports, they're starting to go towards this A bomb site. They would love to try and execute on this A site, but every time they've gone here, this stack and like the danger stairs and over in those A halls, it's yielded Luminosity like 2 kills every time mousesports has even come this direction. So they've got to be so careful. They haven't even had a chance to do their A execute.
This is going to get interesting, though. It does seem like they're going to hold 2 players solid on the A site. Pop flash comes through. That's Chris J allowing himself to get in there, hold that angle. So they're being methodical. With that flash, that means that Fallen isn't going to fully rotate off, however. He's going to get that smoke down instead. Not a perfect smoke, though, but it does allow for Fur to just sit here and hold. He doesn't actually need to back off. And the incendiaries, yes, Speedy has an incendiary that he can try and put into this corner. But he's all the way over by underpass right now. He's not up in the halls, so it's not going to get any easier here for Chris J. This comes down to a game of chicken now. His Fur just going to sit here.
Gets that first kill. He gets traded out immediately. There's not a lot of utility left on the mousesports side, even if they have success. How do they execute into this? They have 1 smoke to use for double doors, perhaps, but there's so many Luminosity members here now. Taco's going to be on a quick rotate. There's 1 more player starting to cheat over, and it is going to be the A hit. There's Fallen with 1. Taco falls. Can mousesports finally break into this site? And Fallen, he looks away, but he still gets 1 kill.
Yeah, he still gets that 2-for-1 trade. 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left. The bomb isn't on the site! No time for the plant! mousesports, no!
Oh, that's heartbreaking. And Next thought he could try. He had the time to get deeper into the site. He thought he could plant there.
Oh.
Not like this.
Not like this. They actually stopped the beast Fallen, who still gets 2 kills, but you think, okay, great, they kill Fallen. They've got the site. They get the plant. They can still do this, mousesports, but to lose like that? Agony, agonizing. And now, well, let's see, Luminosity, they have all the money in the world. They can do whatever they want, all the incendiaries, everything. And mousesports are the ones just very limited on the nades. And now it has to be that no fear moment. They just have to go charging in, it seems. And Nico, he's going to take matters into his own hands. He gets out onto plateau, but he's already eaten an HE, so he's down to half HP. If he gets into a spray fight here with Taco, who's been hitting shots all day long, it's going to get nasty. And there it is. Cold decides to step into the fight as well.
mousesports has lost any effect they've had on this Terra side. They haven't been able to dictate anything in these past, what, 7 rounds for Luminosity. This has been disgusting. They've shut down completely. And mousesports has no avenue into the site now. They have 1 smoke, 1 Molotov to use, and there's 4 members from Luminosity here. If they execute now, this is just going to be a slaughter.
Yeah, they're going to have that double up and drop as well. So a little bit more support there to help out Fur, who's waiting over in Chicken Coop. Or Hen House, however you want to go with it.
Ever since Luminosity got their first round one, mousesports has not been able to adjust. They had a pause to use. They haven't been able to find it. There hasn't been very much pressure on drop outside of Nico just lurking it or coming down solo. And here's the last-ditch effort for mousesports.
There's the nice flash. Taco decides to go in for the re-peek here. Just drawing attention to himself. This could allow for FNX to take that step out here. We're waiting on Fur as well. Fur gets Molotovs, and this is actually shaping up pretty nicely for him. Double spray, but still a 2-on-2, and it's going to be down to the retake. Cole just decides to go YOLOing out there. What is that? And now it's all on Fallen to stop it from going to overtime. He's got that AWP, turns away. Not effective, though. He has to hit some god-tier shots. And he's just taking shots all over the place out of frustration.
I think that was amass some footsteps now, and it's worked perfectly.
Oh, he's got the flank, the full-on flank. They have no idea. Actually, just now they might realize it, Dennis. Well, there's the angle, and Fallen manages to make it out. He's got the kit as well. And this all comes down to this, who is actually going to peek first. And there's Dennis, and there's Fallen. Fallen is just way too good at this game.
What a god. That one shot to mask his footsteps. Oh my lord. mousesports has got to be so confused how they lost that. That is soul crushing. 8 straight rounds for Luminosity to end that match.
Yeah. I feel kind of like how mousesports do right now, you know, just
Like he got kicked in the gut a little bit.
Basically.
Just out of breath.
I mean, because Fallen, you're right. You're absolutely right. That is such a sick trick to use, and to use in a clutch 1v2 like that.
Yeah. It allowed him to get into that position just maybe like 2 to 3 seconds faster than if he had walked the whole way, and mousesports had no clue. Just played the role of a ninja there.
So sick. So sick. And wow, man. I mean, if ever Luminosity deserved to go into the semis, I mean, it's now. Like, they bodied everybody all day long. They even managed to claw their way back into this game where they were so far behind.
They beat all the big teams in their group, and then mousesports, they get tested. They were backs against the wall.
Oh man, this is just agonizing to watch. But yeah, thank you. Please, like, take it off.
Show it on us, or we're just stunned.
Yeah, really, but you can just see how, I mean,
crushed.
Just, yeah, crushed. What can you do? You literally had that match in the bag.
Yeah.
You get up to 14 rounds and then you cannot close it. The Brazilians are just too good right now, way too good. And if they go into the semis, this could be it. We've been saying since, DreamHack winner obviously was like the first big breakout moment for this new Luminosity roster, where they just manhandled everybody, got to the finals, and just barely lost versus Fnatic. That could have been that Cinderella story where they just came out of nowhere, won a tournament, and established themselves. They have established themselves as a top 5 team now, Luminosity. They are monstrous, but they have yet to pick up an international title. Imagine if they were able to actually pull it off here. Katowice are one of the biggest stages in the world.
And you can see just the mental edge that they've developed over this time to be able to just, it's like, when we always say like Fnatic always seems to be at that precipice of losing, and they somehow, like, they give in the post-game interview, like, yeah, we always knew we were going to come out and win it. That's like the same level that Luminosity just hit in that one isolated match. If they can continue that moving forward.
Just think of the confidence boost that these guys just got.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. Right, gonna throw it to. I'm trying to remember how do things work here again? Right, we're gonna throw it over to OJ now to probably hear from the man himself, Fallen, unless it's Zeus, but it's probably Fallen. Let's go ahead and find out.
You're right. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Semler, and with Fallen. That was ridiculous, wasn't it? Both our Americans there were speechless. What a game.
Yeah, the game was awesome. We lost both pistols. They played very well. They got a huge advantage in both sides. So in the end, it was us trying to catch them up, and I'm glad we managed to do some great rounds, such a clutch rounds like Fur and mine. Taco played very well as well, so it was a very cool game.
You said Taco played well, but let's talk about your final play, because if I was allowed to use swear words, and it is a family show, I would use a swear word about it, because that was ridiculous. We're going to show the replay right now, so just talk us through it, because you had the sniper, it was a turn 1 situation. How did you play it?
Yeah, it was a very difficult round. I tried to make some noise in order to catch one of them. My only chance was to play 2 1-on-1, and it was kind of difficult for them because it was a very tense round, so both of their players didn't want to appear. So I tried to use this on my way and try to get some more space. And I'm glad I could hit the first shot and fall back fast because I knew the second guy would try to repick. And in the end, I was a little lucky and a good play.
That is a play that takes big cojones. I don't know how I say that in Portuguese, but it is a big play. Of the matches you've played today, was that one more satisfactory than beating Fnatic? Of course, Fnatic a bigger team, but that one you had to come from behind in such desperate circumstances.
Yeah, that match was good to show our team is getting a lot of strength, mental strength, because we're losing 14-8. They were playing better than us. And in the end, we tried to stay calm. We need a little good round to get our confidence back. That happened with Fur. Fur won an amazing round, 1-on-2 against Chris J, another guy on side. And this win was good because we had to come back and for a huge score, like it was 14-8, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So it was special.
So today's been a good day.
Yeah, couldn't be better, I guess, right?
One more match left to play today. I think you're taking on Nip. You must be looking to win that as well.
Yeah, we're gonna try to win. Maybe we can end this group stage with 5 wins. That's the best we could do, and we're going to try to achieve that.
Well, listen, it's been great talking to you so far today. I feel we've spent so much time together. You should take me out for dinner later on, but we'll talk about that after your next match against Nip, and we'll hand it back to Matthew. What play?
Yeah, what a play indeed. That was absolutely nuts that Fallen pulls off that 1 versus 2, and mousesports, we saw the look on their face. It was a look of agony, because they had that game seemingly all but done at one point.
Absolutely. That's absolutely crazy, the way that finished. Like, obviously, mousesports, they have a great start here. They go up 5-0. Same scenes in the second half as well. 7-0 up. You feel like they've been gifted this. They have so many rounds. It comes to 14-8. All of a sudden, though, it's just Taco on that B bomb side and Fur as well. just doing some amazing work and holding it down. Great defensive setup there, and there's so many difficult moments for mousesports to swallow there. Like we discussed going into this game, Chris J is going to be probably one of those pivotal players for them. Like he's playing on the A bomb site. He finishes the first half with like 4 frags.
10 total.
10 total. Like
and he got 3 of that in the pistol round in the second half.
That's absolutely right. So his contribution to that game was almost non-existent. He's one of the players we focused on heavily going into this one. He had a very poor major qualifier. He carries his form onto this, one of the biggest games we're actually playing here. That's very disappointing. You saw how much it meant to Nico as well. Did you see him like just towards the end, he's kind of like punching the desk, and like you could see the passion in his eyes.
Absolutely, and you kind of said it, Yanko, because he's also the in-game leader. We know he gets frustrated when mistakes are made, and he looked extremely upset, in particular, not only the round that they lost to start the comeback for LG, but when they ran out of time in a 2 versus 2, and it looked like they had full control of the A site.
Next not being, you know, sure enough where you can plant the bomb, because where he tried to plant, you can't plant the bomb. Actually, in that round when they ran out of time. But yeah, looking at the rounds they had, it's really frustrating to continue losing rounds like that, basically, because you only need, you know, 1 round. You need the early on they would still break Luminosity's economy, right? But they couldn't keep that. There was the Fur 1v2, the Fallen 1v2, running out of time, and when you combine all of that together, I mean, you get the result you got.
And there was 4 players that stood out. Nico, 29 kills. Fur, second time today, he's at 29. Third time today, he's been over 25 frags. So he is back to that sort of insane player level that we always thought about before Cold kind of came in and overshadowed him for a bit.
Oh, God.
For God. And then it was Next on 25 and Fallen on 25. So all those guys had pretty solid performances.
Yeah, I think so. Like, just to go back to like the first half, it was kind of obvious for me, like, what mousesports are doing so well. It seemed like Luminosity had quite a slow start into it. They kind of went into their classic approach, right? They're kind of just doing like trying to work slow picks and then going into a slow B take. All of a sudden, they kind of changed the pace out quite drastically. They started going very fast, and that's how they got 3 rounds on the board. And then they broke the economy of mousesports once again. They managed to kind of salvage things, and they end up losing the half. It's 8-7. But then I can't believe the way mousesports bounced back from that. They come up 7-0, and it's just like down to very simple B takes there. It's kind of that classic Nico playstyle. He was very good at convincing towards the B bomb site when they were going A, and then he was just opening up the map time and time again towards that drop down area, towards the upper platform. But it's just those clutch situations, the rounds that really mattered. That's when it all started going wrong.
And you can also see Luminosity trying to adjust there with that deep smoke towards the beginning of start of B platform, then wanted to push, but Nico just kills both of the players and basically gives them entry into the site. And you know, at that point I thought that this game was pretty much over. I even tweeted that this was the first and last time I'm going against, you know, Nico, because at that point he had almost he had 25 plus frags, and you know, got a lot of high impact kills. But in the end they choked, and by choking it's basically underperforming under pressure, right?
The way they played that last 2-on-1 as well was very questionable as well. You could see both players, I think it was Dennis and Speedy, they looked very rattled. They weren't really sure what area's been covered. A lot of the communication was a little bit off. You know how much that round means. Obviously, it means if you're going to overtime or you're losing the game. And at this point, had they won this game, it actually makes the group very interesting, right? Where I think we'd had a couple of ties.
So yeah, we'll talk. Actually, if we can get the bracket up right now, it'd be a perfect time to talk about that, because with this win, Luminosity now guarantee themselves that they are through to the semi-final. They go 4-1 at worst case scenario, but they also have to go against Mongols next, which you'd think means 5-0, which is extremely impressive. Mongols have also, in this sense, now going down 0-4. Unfortunately meant they'll go no further no matter what happens. But as you can see, the battle for the next 2 spots is still wide open. Fnatic has the upper hand at 3-1, but Navi and mousesports, that is as back and forth as you'd like. And the deciding factor on that might simply be that mousesports plays Fnatic next. If they both end 3-2, doesn't matter what happens with Navi, we'll have a 3-way tie, and we know what happens then. We've got that system. If mousesports lose that, Fnatic go 4-1, they're through for sure, but then they have to rely on Navi beating Ninjas in Pajamas. If they don't,
No, Navi's playing the Mongols, that's what I wanted to say. So Navi's probably going to end up 3-2,
Is it Navi's
right?
Mongols?
Navi Mongols,
okay,
Navi
right,
beat 10 AP on Overpass. So mousesports, basically, if they want to go in a tie, they need to beat Fnatic, which is, you know...
You're right. Luminosity already played.
Stuff that it gets.
Had they had won that game, I'd say they probably have a serious chance of actually doing that. But just seeing how on tilt they were after that game and the amount of how much stress they were under, I feel like that's going to be so detrimental to them going forward. It's going to be such a difficult game now, and I don't see them bouncing back.
Well, this is the other thing is that you actually have, by what you're saying, a chance to still find those 3-2s across the board if they do beat Fnatic, because we're going to see Navi expectedly be 3-2 as well, which means we do have the tiebreak situation. So that's still an absolute possibility. I hope someone got a Plays TV link of that Fallen one, because you're going to be in contention for Play of the Weekend, I think. With that, send me a tweet if you did. Also, check out Score Esports. It's got the schedule, which I had wrong, but they will have right. Guys, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll get into the last matchup of the day. And remember, everyone plays at the same time for the last match, so we will know the exact outcome of the group when that one's over. We'll see you in just a minute.